Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome you to the Signal Alliance webinar on meeting your evolving business needs with IT managed services. My name is Ibuka, and I'll be your host for today. And today we have the managed services team of Signal Alliance to discuss this topic, and I'm very excited at what we have to gain out of this topic, the benefits and insights they will share. So this webinar will take 45 minutes, and feel free to ask your questions. So there is a question icon at the top right of your screen. So feel free to ask your questions at any point in time. And also, by show of raise of hands, I want to know if we can all hear me. So there's a hand icon also at the top of your screen. Okay. Okay, so thank you very much. So we'll start off. So I want to introduce the managed services team of Signal Alliance. We have Martin, we have Kingsley, and we have Mr. Additional here with us. So they'll all introduce themselves, and we are all going to discuss about meeting your evolving business needs with IT managed services. So I'll start with Kingsley. So Kingsley.
My name is Kingsley Young. Good morning all. Like I said, my name is Kingsley Young. I work for Signal Alliance, the IT managed team.
Yeah. So Martin.
My name is Martins Okoye, and I'm the lead of managed services team. And basically, my experience cuts across the different sectors of the industry, from finance to manufacturing to oil and gas service delivery and service tax improvements. So we are here to deliver to you, why you need managed services and how you can improve your business.
Okay.
So my name is Ade Bola Adeshina. I'm part of the managed services team of Signal Alliance. I'm the infrastructure and managed services lead. And my experience has got over the years in the area of consulting services, strategy management, project management, and services, basically purely services. Thank you.
Okay, so let's dive into the topic proper. Okay, so this is going to take like a discourse format. So even as we discuss what's on the slide, you're going to ask a few questions, and then we're also going to take questions from the audience. Okay, so let's go. So a brief about Signal Alliance. Signal Alliance is a diversified technology company and also a systems integrator, and we have experience span of over 2 decades, not just in Nigeria, but in West Africa, so at large. So our website is signalalliance.com. You can check, so you can go to the website to check out all our services, and which we'll get to touch in the course of this webinar. So the agenda for today, we've just done the introduction, and then we have a few things to discuss about the common misconceptions of managed services, why managed services, the key benefits, the costs, downtime, savings analysis, who needs managed services, and then we'll touch a bit on Signal Alliance product model, tell you what we're offering, and we'll take questions and answers from our listeners. So this webcast is recorded, and at the end of the webcast, we'll send you a link to watch at your convenience and to share with your colleagues as well. Okay, so let's go to introduction. Why managed services?
Yeah, managed services has been a buzz in the industry. I'm aware. We all know every nook and cranny of the industry is all about managed services. So why managed services? Managed services is a balance, is a local balance for outsourcing, basically where you are like a partnership between your vendor and the customer, basically where the vendor assumes responsibility of either your entire infrastructures or your networks, your hardwares, your applications, your operating day-to-day activities, or just a portion of it, basically taking the headache or the tax of medium tax of helping you or manage these services, this tax more effectively, so that you as a business can focus on your core business of operations. So like I said earlier, it could either be the entire network or a solution or only a portion of it. We have carried out surveys across the industry, and we've spoken to CIOs, CTOs, and basically IT professionals, and we did get to see that based on feedbacks, that about 26% of them have said managed services has helped them to reduce their IT annual budget. Of course, this has helped them save millions of dollars, and also that we did talk to some key in industry organizations like Microsoft, Cisco's, CA Technologies. They are beginning to drive managed services because it's part of what they offer to customers. They are beginning to realize it's not all about boxes, it's not all about solutions, it's about services and how you help them improve your service delivery. Managed services has evolved in the past. It used to be specifically around bringing in services or solutions bit by bit, but what we have now, it encapsulates your entire solution, the entire service at one go to help it better tailor your business, then helping you drive your basic service delivery in-house or your external consultancy services. So managed services is the way forward. Managed services is where the future is looking at. Managed services would help you improve service delivery, will help you improve reliability within your IT department and across your organizations, and of course, it helps you reduce cost. Yeah.
Okay, so someone just asked a question about audio. So when you're asking your questions, I think your mic is on mute by default from here, so you can just type your questions and we'll get to see it. But if you can't hear us from your end, I think maybe you can check your sound device, maybe restart your system as well. And if you still have the same issue, you just get back to us so that we can also check from our side. Yeah. So thank you, Martins. And so I hear what you say, but I want to ask a question. So is there any data around managed services? You know, like what's the market size? What's the size of the industry? Now, I want you to come from a global perspective and then narrow it down to a local perspective.
We have research groups. We have Gartner. We have CompTIA, and based on findings, 64% of organizations that are using some form of managed services. Wow, 64%, and it has helped them to effectively drive down operating costs and improve return on investment. And managed services is expected to grow to $193 billion by 2020, which has a growth rate of about 12.5%. So locally, we want to come locally now, based on feedbacks, based on research from the industry. From 2014 to 2015, there was an increase of managed services of around 12%. So it did grow to about 58% as we speak now, and the awareness is beginning to spread across the industry. Business people, IT professionals are beginning to understand that IT businesses are more tailored to help them suit their business perspectives as regards increasing ROIs, driving down costs, and improving their IT efficiency.
Okay. Just to add to that, CompTIA 2016 buying guide for managed services gave a figure that states that 30% of companies with revenue over 50 billion, 30% of those companies are currently using managed services in one form of their business. Also, 52% of SMBs and the larger ones as well are also running managed services across their businesses. This is to tell you that, just like my colleague Martins has said, that the projection is 193 billion by 2020. That's to tell you that the acceptance of managed services is increasing by the day, and companies are seeing values in it, and they are using it to save costs and then increase their productivity.
Yeah, to support this in the terms of value, that managed services, why people are adopting managed services and why companies are buying to managed services now is one of the reasons increase in efficiency and reliability of the IT operations, because their efficiency is what the CEO, the CIO of organizations really want to see. Then it also enhances their security and compliance, which is key to their business. Proactive approach to maintenance is also key, because the managed services company will be available throughout the year round and with minimal or no downtime, because all managed services back up with SLAs. And one of the other key factors they look at is return on investment and cost saving, which my other colleagues have actually mentioned earlier. And the other one is issue around resources. You free IT staff to do other strategic projects within an organization, whereby they will be able to move to area of strategic thinking, while the consultants do the business for them. So they will be able to focus more on what we have value to what they are currently doing.
Okay. Yeah. So thanks for such elaborate explanation. So what I hear you say is managed services is the future. So companies are moving and migrating to managed services, so as to focus on their operations. But I want us to briefly talk about something else. So common misconceptions about managed services. Some people have some misconceptions, you understand? So I want you to address these misconceptions. Martins.
Yeah. Well, truth is, some people have a bit of misconceptions, basically, and which we did a poll, and we collated some of the most ones, and one is managed services is only needed when things go wrong. That is not correct. You all know that support services should be 24/7, 365 a year, and any downtime should be very minimal. You know, so managed services should be available, should be readily available 24/7, and MSPs, managed service providers, are always needed on site, be it off site, be it remotely. They have to be available 24/7, 365 a year. The other part is around if I use managed services, then I don't need an administrator. Well, the truth is there has to be a resource. No matter what you bring in, you know, there has to be someone that controls the entire system. You know, there has to be someone that administers the right credentials, the passwords, the usernames. So of course, you need an administrator. You need a resource to drive managed services. The other part is around managed services only helps with infrastructure and break fix. This is also not correct. You need managed services on all areas of your organizations. Service decks, you need it around your network, your hardware, you need it around your data centers, you need it around your software and application support areas. So it's cuts down across all your organization. Then managed services is too expensive. We also know this is not correct. A primary key, a primary benefit for managed services is it helps you reduce your IT operating cost, in the sense that your MSPs, your managed service provider, they take the task of managing your infrastructures, your back-end devices, and help you focus more on your business areas. So you don't have to worry about cost of maintaining your staff's in-house, cost of maintaining your softwares, carrying out patches, carrying out fixes, and all of that. So that's on its own, it helps you reduce costs. So these are what we've collated. So does my colleague, do you want to add anything?
Are there other conceptions?
Yes, this takes us back to the research. I'll keep going on to this, back to this research, because it gave a lot of insight about managed services. The CompTIA 2016 buying trend for managed services that stated that 20-25% of majority of the customers that uses managed services have been able to save 25 to 30% of the operational cost. Now, what this means to business is that, let's imagine running an IT system without having a proper support in place. That can really be pricey, and it can come with the pricey consequences. So keeping a right support, if you calculate it, the amount of money that is needed to channel into paying staff, compared to when you have a managed services people out there, you really find out that there's a lot of operational expenses that is being saved. Again, one other concern is, a lot of people would say, I've often heard people say, oh no, I don't want managed services because it's going to take off my IT team, it's going to chase people away. But CompTIA reports again found out that 53% of customers that are running on managed services actually kept their internal staff. Among that same research, 15% had no internal IT to even begin with. So that opened a door for us, telling us that even though you don't have a dedicated IT team, you can still compete with your peers out there, because one of the things that make business successful is that they have the money to invest on technologies that drive business. But you will believe with me that not all the competitors have the same amount of money that they can spend. So that makes some other companies have advantage over others. But with managed services, you can compete with your competitors because you have these solutions deployed to you from the managed service. Also, this says that the research also states that it is just 3% out of 100 that actually laid off their IT staff. That's to tell you that these fears are not true, and they are just mere conceptions.
The bottom line of that is that most of the IT stars, I've said it earlier, will be able to move into other strategic side of the business. They will be able to think out of box. Why the consultant do most of those dirty jobs they have been doing before, so they will use them in other strategic places within the business. Most of the people that maybe, it's not that actually there will be one way or the other, maybe one or two or three staff going out of the business, but in most of the cases, they are productive areas where they be able to make use of them within the organization.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much for that. So the next slide here says key benefits of managed services. I know we have touched on that, while discussing, but can we just summarize key benefits of managed services? What's the value? So a company will be wondering, what's in it for me? So what does have benefits?
Yeah, key benefits of managed services are across OEMs, across enterprise organizations.
Do I say OEMs?
Yeah, OEMs are smaller firms, smaller, small, medium businesses. You know, we call them OEMs, and large organizations are the enterprise ones, and part of what they stand to benefit from managed services includes, you know, regulating your IT and labor costs, helping you drive down costs, helping you improve security. You know, when you have the right resource on site, it helps you get rid of any fears around securities and all of that. There's a more proactive approach to solving your IT problems, you know, which in turn gives you a better uptime. It helps you gain access or receptivity to new technologies. When you have the right resource, the right reliable managed service partner, you have access, you have the right technology at your organization. Then, of course, it gives you peace of mind. You know, it frees up your internal staff for more strategic work. My colleagues already mentioned that. Then it helps you handle areas around risks. You know, it helps you stay competitive in the market when you have the right resource. It encourages expertise across your internal IT staffs. And of course, the bottom line of all this is it helps you become more efficient, you know, more reliable in your business operations.
Okay. Now let's go back home. Talking about the area of security, how it benefits companies in terms of managed services. Let's look at PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC. A recent research. The research was made within 2014 to 2015, and it was stated that 38% rise in cyber attack. That there is a 38% rise in cyber attack. Then 43% of this attack was targeted to small business, according to Symantec. Symantec is one of the biggest antivirus producers in the world. Now, looking at this, with these statistics in ground, it tells us that a lot of organizations are looking for ways to boost their security within their budget without spending. Now, managed services gives you this opportunity to be able to add additional security solutions, even without spending above or beyond your budget.
Okay, so Mr. Shino, any?
Yeah, you know, just to add to what Martins, my colleague, have just mentioned earlier, other benefits that managed services also bring into the business, which is also key, scalability, because you know, anything, our infrastructure in our business, surely there is a time for issue around upgrade, things needs to add value to what you currently have. You know, opportunity of a consulting company doing the managed services creates a lot of opportunity in that. But also flexibility and expertise is also which is key, because you have the experts at the right time. You have the experts managing as the expert as managed services resource, we should give you the best expertise to be able to manage the services.
Okay, thank you very much. So before we move on, please, if you still can't hear us, kindly indicate, raise your hand so we can know. But we advise you to check your volume, if possible, restart your system. But if you've tried this and still not working, just let us know, and then we'll take it up from there. Also, you can ask a question. There's a question tab, question icon at the top right side of your screen. You can always ask your questions, and we'll take them. So back to the slides. So we have cost and downtime team analysis. I want Mr. Martins to explain what we have on the screen.
Yeah, based on our facts, we want to put facts on paper now. The left-hand side tells you areas without the managed services, while the right hand side tells you the area with managed services. So, for instance, you have an issue or an outage at 6 a.m. You know, the time you take when users come on site from 8 a.m. and from the time it gets escalated to a managed services provider for help, from the time they get to your site, from the time they run diagnostics, from the time it's reported back to the service desk and brought back online, you have a total downtime of 7 hours. Of course, this would impact your business because valuable time have been lost. Business has been affected. You've lost you've lost about $14. You know, but on the right hand side, where you have managed services, you know, once an issue is reported, say for instance by 6 a.m., of course you already have a managed services provider already in-house. He detects the fault, runs the diagnostics, get the problem resolved, and you get back up, say almost 8 a.m. So of course it has helped you save valuable time, and of course it has helped you save cost. So this is part of illustrating to you, our listeners, that managed services helps you drive down costs and gets you your maximized savings, which you can reinvest back into your organization.
Okay. Let me give. Thank you, Martins. I want to illustrate this from a former place I worked. You've just given a very detailed analysis that struck my memory. My former place I worked, I remember we had the system downtime then. There was one issue like that whatsoever we could not detect from the IT room. Because we did not have the in-house people to do that, we needed to get the white guys who support us from somewhere. Now, those guys, within our team, we had started looking for solutions for that thing, or not until 3 p.m. that day. The whole service for that day was down. Our customers were complaining. Funny enough, it was a financial institution, so you can imagine what that is to the business and to the customers as well. Now, before those guys arrived, because they are they stationed in another branch, before they come all the way from that branch to come and resolve that issue for us, we had already lost a lot of customers, money, and a lot of complaints. Escalation has gone high. Now, the company looked at the fact that I think we need to find a more strategic way to solve this issue. And then we signed an SLA with I don't want to call the names, with one of the company. Now, whenever SLA, service level agreement. Now, these people, they gave us 2 dedicated, skilled technical people based on that issue, and they were seated with us. So whenever there's a problem like that, they resolve it. Till the time I left that company, we never had any issue that had to take up to 2 hours max to resolve. So I found that from that experience that managed services has a long way of impacting and improving the business.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. So the next question is, who need managed services? What sector, think, what sector do you think will be relevant for managed services?
Managed services is relevant across all sectors as far as IT drives your businesses. It could be a one-man business, it could be a healthcare industry, it could be manufacturing, it could be agriculture, it could be finance, insurance, it could be retail businesses. Managed services helps you. You could be in government. It helps you deliver or improve your service delivery. It helps you. Like we already mentioned, it helps you drive down costs. It helps you become more efficient, more competitive in your space. It helps you deliver the right business to your customers and end users. So I would say it's for everyone.
Okay, so it's for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I was going to ask a question. What are the usual challenges organizations face that you think managed services solves?
Okay, for me, I think it's about one is staff retention. I think that's a concern. Managed services already, when managed services owns parts or all of your services in your organization, of course you have nothing to worry about as regards staff leaving or staff poaching. I'm going to take for example what we have in the banking industry, where staff leave from one bank to the other. You know, that will be eliminated with managed services when you have your resource. You know, your skill resource from a managed service partner. You know, so that helps you a whole lot to take that headache away from you as regards staff retention. So that for me is very key.
Okay. Yes, just to add to staff retention and how this impacts the business financially. Now, when an organization hires a certain skill set, they're required for additional training. Most of these employees are sent abroad by the organization to do training, even with or without signing an agreement that they are not going to leave. But even with the agreement, you'll believe with me that a lot of people have signed an agreement and then still come back and live with the knowledge. Now, what does that tell us? It tells us that the money that has been spent in training that employee and the knowledge the employer has taken to a competitor, giving the competitor an added advantage over you, that's one. But with managed services, you don't worry about the trainings, because the managed service provider has dedicated and well-trained and skilled expertise for that area. So you don't need to bother. It has already cut down the cost of having to send your employees out there to train. That's one. The second area is you want to deploy a solution and you don't have enough in-house people, bearing in mind that technology changes every year. So it means that you constantly need to train these guys as the technology evolved. And let's assume you want to deploy a large solution and you do not have all the expertise in. You need to go about carrying out another hire for that particular skill set. But with managed services, they have different skill sets, qualified and certified. So at any point in time, you need a particular work, you need to work on a particular project. They have the skill set that they provide you, save you time, save you cost, and then save you the stress of going rigorous recruitment processes.
Yeah, to answer my other two colleagues, what they have said, you know, as a decision maker in any organization, before you can buy into managed services, there are 4 things you have to consider. You have to consider which is the return on investment. If you are going to go into that, then what are the operational efficiency around that? Then the competitive advantage and how are you going to mitigate risks? They have said it all. Let me make an example. You know, you can't, you know, organization time to time do projects, and their projects basically have timeline. And when you want to do this project, you need some basic skills to be able to do the project or deliver the project. For example, let's say maybe the project involves building or coming up with a customized solution for a particular unit or a particular business within the organization, and you need some set of skills. You can't say because of that you need to go to the labor market and recruit people. You'll be paying millions of naira to thousands of naira to in 6 zeros. Most of organizations now, because they look at what is the end result. Are you getting me? They buy into managed services. They buy into talking to the expertise, which are the managed service providers like Signal Alliance, whereby we do it for in some blue chips banks in Nigeria as of today, some of the industry leaders in banking sector, whereby most of those projects they are doing, we give them the resources, we outsource it to them. Maybe for a period of 1 year, maybe for a period of 2 years, so that it will be able to, they'll be able to see the kind of advantage they will derive around that, around area of competitive advantage over the others, return on their investment, and operational efficiency. The other side of it is that organizations, depending on what kind of managed service you sign with managed service provider. There are some managed service provider such as Signal and whereby we also support you around your infrastructure requirements, whereby you remove your headache around, okay, I bought this infrastructure today, maybe in another 1 year it's going to be updated and we have to look for money again. You know, there are all these things will have been packaged in anything you are doing. So bottom line at the end of the day is that you are going to see value in the business you are doing. You are going to see the cost reduction in both your CAPEX and OPEX, which is the key around the managed services. Managed services.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Additional, for that. So, so now he has talked about Signal Alliance being a managed service provider. So I want us to now explain the product models we have at Signal Alliance.
Okay, Signal Alliance has designed 3 bundles. Tier 1 or level 1, as you might want to call it, which is the foundation. We have level 2, which is the intermediate, and level 3 advanced. And each of these services has specific solutions tailored to it. And I did try to analyze some of them. 24/7 network monitoring, management, and alerting. There's the help desk with proactive response SLAs, service level agreement. There's the IT outsourcing services management. There's the on-site, off-site support services management. There's the advanced level incident and operations management, and basic incident and operations management. So we have an approach we do in Signal Alliance in the sense that we come into your organizations. We do an analysis of your entire organizations. We do we do due diligence. And we advise if you would need a tier 1 or a tier 2 or a tier 3, and each of these have their own cost implications. They have their own services and all of that. So this is what we will be taking to the market to help our customers, to help our listeners improve service delivery within your organization.
Okay, so any other? Okay, so that explains what Signal Alliance offers. So, in summary, before we go to summary, I want to ask a question. How do you measure the performance of managed services providers?
Okay, what we do basically is there's usually an agreement called managed services agreement. Basically what it does is it documents each of the services, the timelines, the different priorities, set targets, the metrics, essentially just it documents what the vendor provides to the business, and whenever there are problems, because you can never rule that out. Whenever there are issues, it documents the timeline you have to bring them back up. So that's the agreement documents each of the processes, each of the signatories, each of the procedures that would be followed when these issues occur. So that is that would be used to really drive the performance. And aside that, we would have periodic customer meetings, customer engagement, review meetings, and all of that. So it's basically more of a partnership. It's not just the vendor or customer. It's about the partnership where we help you improve your service delivery.
Yeah, to add to what Marcus has just said, in all our managed services in Signal Alliance, we try as much as possible to define the metrics and the priority levels within the SLA, because there's what we call the service level agreements that we agree to run with the SLA, with the services, whereby we'll be able to define, we'll be able to define all the priority levels and what are the penalty which will be defined and agree with the customer, because ours is to see that the customer is at 99.9% uptime, and we try as much as possible to get the best set of skills, and we have the banks of this expertise, and our retention process is something that in fact is one of the best in the industry. We try as much as possible for any manager, for any of our customers to have at least a backup of minimum of 2 expertise in case of, because people move time to time, but we try as much as possible to see that all those lapses, all those issue around that is clearly sorted out with it before the contract is finally signed with the customer.
Okay, thank you very much. So our time is fast spent. It's already 45 minutes, and so finally, can we just summarize? So I'm going to give like 20 seconds to each of us to give a summary about all we have discussed so far.
Okay, just to summarize, Signalant, we are ITO-based company, and we render best practices in rendering our managed services to our customers, to our clients, and we want to add our listeners to our list, and because we all know the effectiveness, reliability, and flexibility of IT services are the key to your critical business initiatives. So we want to help you deliver more value to your customers, to your end users, to your business performance. So we will give you the best. We want to encourage you to get to us, and we will see how we can give you the value you so much desire.
Okay, so
yeah, we at in summary, we are Signal Alliance. We mainly focus on your IT business. IT in the sense of around your resource, where necessary, your infrastructure, security, and others, so that you can focus on your own business. That is what we do in Signal Alliance.
Okay, so thank you very much. We have our contact phone numbers and email address on the screen, our website as well. So I want to thank you for participating. If you have questions, you can always type your questions in the question section, and we'll take it. Yeah. So in the absence of questions, we will surely send you the webcast, the webcast recording of this, and our IT managed services team will engage you moving forward to see how we can work together with your organization to render you the service you want, to help you save costs, ROI, operational efficiency, risk mitigation, and competitive advantage. So thank you once again for joining us, and we'll stay in touch. Do have a nice Friday, and bye-bye. So guys, let's say bye-bye to them.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Enjoy your weekend.